That was fantastic. That was high quality stuff. Another big night at the Figure 8 Drift, thanks to Hi-Tec All.
Hello and welcome to Sydney Motorsport Park for the much anticipated season finale of the Hi-Tec Oils Figure 8 Drift Series. The championship is a 3-horse race between leader James Abbott, Fernando Well and Scott Shembry, 20 points adrift in third. The 24-car lineup is tight, and as we've seen all season, no race is ever a foregone conclusion. So who is in their best form, who is most ready, and who wants this win more than anyone else?
Yeah, coming into this meeting, definitely got a lot of confidence. Tonight I'm ready to battle. I think I'm really keen.
Abbott will bring it around the final corner. He's going to go back-to-back in the series. Don't you worry about that.
I'm here at the last round, hoping to take out a round win would be good. Had a couple of podiums, but yeah, just to take that first would be just great for the last round.
Coulson and Abbott with the final all to wait for now. Oh, man, a big unload here. Coulson was so aggressive, he had to step it up.
To win the final round of the Hi-Tec Oils Figure 8 comp, I'd be over the moon. I mean, I've kind of been there, like fourths and thirds, but I haven't ever got that top step on the podiums.
We've got to sort it out and find out who's going to be winning the bronze. Here we go, riding on board now with Bo Yates.
Yeah, look at the flawless wheel control, and you can see it from outside the car as much as from inside. He's just a very smooth driver.
The championship points are definitely tight. First, I think, is a bit unachievable, but second, third, fourth and fifth is all up for grabs at this last round. So, and hopefully I'm a contender in it, and we'll see what we can come up with.
Hi everyone, welcome to Sydney Motorsport Park, the final round of the Hi-Tec Oils Figure 8 Drift Series. The season has been building to a crescendo, and under the music and the lights, we're getting ready to maybe crown that guy as champion. Dave Carter joining me alongside in commentary. Dave, the weather has played havoc, but it looks like we're ready to go racing.
Yeah, rain throughout the day really cleared for a good afternoon, Chad, but going into qualifying, there was a bit of wetness on the track, so it's a bit of a mixed bag. Who's going to take this one out?
Yeah, it's still a little bit patchy out there. The championship picture looks like this. Abbott with a strong lead, 35 points up for grabs for a win tonight, and Fernando Well's Nissan will not be taking part, so that's one of the factors out of the window. It then becomes a teammate battle between Shembry and Abbott, so that'll be good between the two Blaze unit boys. Outside of that, Coulson and Yates trying to get themselves onto the podium. Here's some highlights of qualifying. Look at those conditions.
Yeah, Kieran Jackson just had no dramas with the wet conditions, able to slide straight through the wet onto the dry, no spins to be seen.
Cameron Moat's been upgraded this weekend. His Nissan's broken, so George has chucked him in the Hi-Tec Oils 350. Some troubles out there, but he would still make the cut. He's qualified himself today in the field of 16 in third position. Bo Yates doing a good job as well in the wins 86.
Yeah, really struggling with the conditions, everyone here, including our top qualifier, our points leader, Abbott, who ran wide on the wet and had a spin for a 0 in qualifying.
He's lucky, very lucky to be qualified in 16th today, so he'll just get to go racing. And how about this for drama? His teammate breaking a gearbox and not getting to lay down a run. He would come out at the end of the session in his teammate's car.
Yeah, poor Shembry having to tow the car home with a broken gearbox, but lucky these Blaze unit boys are close, with Abbott donating his car for a qualifying run that was a bit more successful than his own.
But at the end of the day, it would be Mitch Jeffrey, the number one man in the 180SX. His second run good enough to be the number one qualifier. Time to get into the battles. Jeffrey will have a tough one too because he's got the points later in James Abbott. All Abbott needs to do is win that first battle to win the championship. Still a good crowd here tonight, Dave, considering the conditions have been woeful this afternoon.
Yeah, the drift fans in Sydney seem to come out rain, hail or shine to support the series all year through, and you can see why. These guys really put on a great show regardless of the conditions.
So the top corner where the banking is, still a fair bit of water out there as Abbott gets some heat into the tyres. So I don't think we'll be getting too close to the clipping point through the top corner. It's fairly dry down the bottom.
Drifting more than any motorsport really relies on constant conditions. You know, full wet you can predict, full dry you can predict, but with this mixed bag, it's anyone's guess how these cars will react.
Abbott, after a spin in qualifying, lays it on the door of Mitch Jeffrey. There's the puddles we talked about. They go under them, give them some room to move through the transition, but this is not a bad chase run for James Abbott, looking to get the championship right here
Yeah, he's right on the back wheel of Jeffries here, and as they come onto the straight, they both avoid that puddle expertly, but it means they have to take a much tighter line. You can see Jabbett here, he's the king of the chase run. He's pretty much sitting in the passenger seat.
And Jeffrey got the water on the outside. It saw him slip up the racetrack, and Jabbett was on that right-hand door of the Nissan. Let's check out the replay. Good proximity, and that's what the judges want to see.
Yeah, the Achilles replay here really gives you a chance to see how close Jabbett gets on the back of Jeffries, and you can see why, though. The judges gave no advantage because both drivers were pretty on point.
There's not much that Mitch Jeffrey could have done differently there. And a great chase from Jabbett. Sees 5-all to kick it off, and now Jabbett's just trying to open up a gap on that first corner. Not quite.
Yeah, Jeffries coming in the chase run here. He's putting on a good show, just like Jabbett did. Maybe not as close, but he's really giving the judges what they're looking for. Just switching at the same time as Abbott and really sticking close and emulating his line.
Smoke out of the back of the lead Nissan. Jeffrey nearly loses it and loses about 4 car lengths. He's going to get pounded here for proximity. Jabbett will likely be taking the championship on that run.
But it's not an easy one. Jeffrey really put the effort in there to catch up to him, overshooting the end of the corner. He was coming in that fast.
Well, judges' scores will be telling on this one, riding on board the replay with Jeffrey. And there it is, a 7-3. James Abbott has done all he needs to do. He will be champion for season 2014. He's down there with Summer Bogue.
James Abbott has led the series from start to finish and has just wrapped up this championship in the top 16. You've got to feel amazing, James.
I feel amazing for sure. The pressure's off now. We can go out and have some good fun battles with the guys, knowing that we've got the championship. My teammate Shembry's about to take my car out. He's having trouble with his. So if he can get through his battle and just lock in the second place, it'll be a Blaze Unit 1-2.
He's made the final in 4 out of our 6 events so far this year. A worthy champion, but who's going to win it on the night as Cameron Mote and Adam Bryant in the Toyota do battle?
Yeah, you can really see the high horsepower lead car of Mote there just pulls away up the hill, but Adam Bryant is not going to let it go without a fight. He's closing the lead down that hill and through the switchbacks. He's pretty on point.
This is our number 3 versus our number 14 qualifiers here. And look at the Hi-Tec Nissan just laying it down out of the bottom corner. Huge, huge gap opened up, and Camo will be taking a monster advantage in this battle.
Yeah, there's nothing you can do with a lead like that, but it'll be interesting to see how Adam goes out in front.
Will Camo be able to stick it onto the door? Smoke pouring out of the windows of both cars. This is looking back up the hill, and woof, 9-1, that is emphatic.
Pretty rough there, but an easy decision for the judges. I mean, what could they do? That's exactly what they're looking for the lead car to pull away with a lot of angle and a lot of smoke. It was perfect.
Riding on board with Cameron Mote, grabs a gear, and now it's his time to do the chasing.
Yeah, he's got a lot more power than Adam's car, so it's not going to be hard keeping up with him, but the interesting thing will be through the switchback we've got up here. The high-powered cars before the slow ones can actually get tripped up. And you can see it there. He pretty much stopped trying to stay behind Adam Bryant.
He picked that one. He ran out of momentum. At the bottom corner to the clipping point goes Bryant. Nice lead run this.
Yeah, and there's the lead there. It's really difficult to chase a car that's a bit slower than you in the power-wise, and it's actually paid off for Adam. I don't know if he's going to be able to chase down Mote's lead, but he put in a damn good effort, Chad.
That was a big drive from the Toyota driver. And Cameron hoping that his 9-1 earlier will be good enough to hang on. Judges' scorecards will give him the win.
Yeah, in the replay here, you can see there's nothing really Mote could have done except leave a bigger gap. You've really got to anticipate the speed the car in front of you is going to do through the transitions, or it's really difficult.
Okay, now we're going on Bo Yates in the Toyota 86. We've got the New South Wales 86 Club here as well, so plenty of nice Toyotas in the house. And Benny Meir will do the chasing in the Nissan.
Yeah, he's really given Yates a gap here, possibly because of the way Yates has stopped through the transition up here. We'll see if he's picked up the speed.
Yates is one of the slower guys to transition. It's part of his style, and Benny Meir has lost the momentum in the bottom corner.
No, the judges aren't going to like that chase run. There was a couple of straighten-ups, a couple of corrections. It's just, he's not emulating Yates' line, and that's really what they're looking for.
Bo Yates sure to take an advantage.
Be interesting to see how the judges rule on this one, but I reckon it's going to be Yates.
And Bo's looking to make his way into the top 3 in the championship if he can go the rounds tonight. Here we go.
This beautiful shot in the Achilles replay really lets you see Mir behind, just playing with his steering and not quite maintaining the drift in a constant line. You see his front wheels really darting left and right, and a couple of corrections here and there. The judges do not like that.
And now there's a fair old mountain to climb for Ben Mir, who will be doing the leading. Bo Yates knows he's got an 8-2 up his sleeve, can maybe just go a bit more conservative.
Well, Yates really putting the pressure on Mir here up through the sweeper. He's right on his door and giving him a conservative gap, but very close.
Quick dab at the brakes through the transition.
Oh, right on him there. Even maybe a bit of a brake dab to try and give him gap, but yeah, as soon as you drop a wheel and a spin, that's a 0 for Mir. Poor bloke.
Disappointing. He just got too wide. We know it's wet out there. Yates will finish the run in style. Smoke pouring out the back of the 86. And Bo Yates is going through to the final 8.
You can see coming through this transition here, he just hits the wet patch and is sent wide. And as soon as you drop a wheel in drifting, that's it. The judges are out.
And the spin will confirm it. It's an instant 0 as soon as you spin in drifting. 10-0, Bo Yates goes through, and here comes your number 2 qualifier.
Kieran Jackson really showed in qualifying. He knows how to handle these conditions. Wet patches didn't seem to bother him, so it'll be interesting to see how he goes as the track dries up. You can see Scott trying to chase him there, bit of a straighten up, not really putting any pressure on Kieran.
Yeah, he's having issues with his handbrake at the moment. I think that's what's hampering him here. He just can't get the back end to come around.
Yeah, just a bit more aggression's really needed. Without the handbrake, he's really got to make it up with a bit of a snappy entry, maybe some clutch or something, but he just seems to be struggling with it, and you can see there, spin in the chase, he's handed it to Jackson.
Yeah, so unlucky for Scott Porter. This is all but over, a 10-0 to kick it off. Let's dissect this once more. I think he was taking a lead there, trying to be a bit more aggressive because the handbrake wasn't doing its job, and in the end, looping it around.
Yeah, Jackson really showed he deserved that win, though, even if Porter hadn't have spun. Real snappy and aggressive entry into the sweeper, so it'll be cool to see if he can do it again in the chase.
How's the stance on the front camber for Scott Porter? Hollywood Porter is his nickname, and away we go. His chance now to do the leading.
You can see Kieran really giving Scott a wide berth here. Understandable after the mistake in the last round. You can see why. Scott with a bit of a correction there, nearly forcing Kieran into his door.
Kieran nearly lost it, and that would have levelled up at 10-0 apiece.
I think he's got both of these, Chad, after the mistake in the sweeper right at the beginning of the run. There's not much you can recover from that.
Bit of a straighten up, but this is just Kieran Jackson driving within the limits. He knows he's got the 10-0 up his sleeve. Through the finish line we go. And Scott Porter's day will more than likely be done. He's down in 16th in the points so far, and I think he's going to exit in the round of 16 as well.
This is the moment where Scott really lost it. You can see he lost the momentum, lost the drift there, straightened the wheels up, and that's a big no-no in drifting. You can see another 0 from the judges there instantly.
Yeah, the Achilles replay telling us the story. Now the drift kid. Speaking of Achilles, the Achilles Radials Ute with Joel Goff. Very nicely presented car, and he's going to do the chasing.
Yeah, newly sponsored by the Shock Mansion Boys Goff's car, and you can see it's a very well presented car, huge graphics on the side, but unfortunately the driving not to suit. Just dropped the wheel there through the inside. Pretty much handed it to Coulson as well. There's been some interesting battles tonight.
Yeah, it's a tough old ask when you got Coulson in the first round. Look at the wheel work, especially here as you throw it sideways. Final corner just couldn't carry the momentum. Nick Coulson looking to get that advantage and looking to move to third in the points as well tonight.
You can see in the replay here, both of them very aggressive entries into the corner, but just seems to be slapping around a little bit. Not sure what he wants, Goff. So, yeah, handed it to Coulson.
Busy work, isn't it? Especially through the transition. And the voyage of learning at the moment for Joel Goff. He'll be back for the lead run here.
Let's see what he can do out in front, because he did have a very snappy entry into the sweeper. I want to see this again. Yeah, lots of angle from both cars there, but Coulson just playing it conservative, giving him a bit of a gap. He's got an 8-point lead. There's not much he has to do here.
Through the transition. That was nice from Joel Goff that first time through. I think he's probably a bit more comfortable doing the leading as well.
Yeah, that's it. A couple of runs into the night, you really get a hang of what you're doing, and unfortunately it came just too late for Goff.
A bit of advantage opened up there. Oh, big understeer in the water. He's going out wide. I thought he was going to rip the front splitter off there. He comes back down off the banking. I think he got the water and it just pushed hard through the middle of the corner.
Those patchy conditions just make it so hard to anticipate front grip. We'll see it here. Just as his outside wheel goes wide, he tries to correct right into a puddle. You can see the wheels were turning. He had it right until he hit that wet patch, and off you go, handed to Coulson.
The Achilles replay shows the story, And Coulson will cruise through to the final 8. He's still a chance at making the overall podium for the year. Brad Toohey now leading away from Matt Huxley.
Toohey's a real veteran on this track, and you can see why. That was a great entry, but Huxley coming in low, going for the overtake almost, and giving some great aggression in the chase.
Jeez, he just lost a little bit of momentum through the transition, but that was nice from Huxley. Stuck it to the door of Toohey, but look at the power and the speed. Achilles on the door as well, frying up the Achilles for one last corner on this nice lead run for Brad Toohey.
Yeah, some good rubber on that, Sylvia. Really helps him put the power and the torque of the V8 down, and you can see it when he just puts that gap on the chase car. That's really impressive.
So nice run, Brad Toohey. And the S13 with a strong run, out leading, and what do the scores say? 7-3 is a good advantage to take through as well.
Watch him come up through this corner here. It's like a slingshot, that car. Toohey is just gone.
The power advantage is there. And we'll line it up again now. Huxley's turn to do the chasing. He needs an impressive run to overturn the 7-3. You're on board now with Brad Toohey.
Very aggressive from Huxley through that bottom corner, and again up through this sweeper. A lot of angle, dipping some wheels out to that wet outside line, which is a bit dangerous, but Toohey's having no troubles chasing him down.
Oh, how is the angle from Toohey, and the smoke as well through the transition. Oh, lost momentum. It was weird. It was like Huxley slowed mid-corner. It was an odd one.
Yeah, I think Toohey might have missed a gear change there. You could really see the car just jerk forward a little bit.
Final corner, and Brad Toohey's on the stickers.
They're both keen. They both want this, Chad, and they're both putting in a fantastic effort. I think it's going to get thrown to the judges.
Achilles replay time. Let's have a look at just how close this was. That was special. Through the mid part of the corner.
A very tidy entry from Huxley, but he slowed down on the exit of that corner, forcing Toohey right up him.
And Summers with Brad.
Brad Toohey won the championship last year, and racing is looking good tonight into the top 8. I mean, what's working for you?
Just trying to make the best out of the conditions, I guess. It's a little bit tricky for everybody. Yeah, so just knowing the line, I guess, yeah.
Experience coming to the fore right now. And it's Ant Billick's turn out on track. New wastegate, new clutch for this car in between round 6 and 7. He's got Ross Quigley trying to make up that gap.
There's Quigley behind him. Already a correction on the chase run. I don't think the judges are going to like that. And again, straight. Pretty much a circuit lap of this track.
Oh, and loses big momentum and actually goes off the track there for a moment. So Ant Billick with a strong lead run will be more than definitely taking the advantage through here.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure the judges will give it to Billick, because look at the way he used that track, right to the outside clip, right on the track edges. That's what the judges want to see.
Strong run from Ant Billick. And let's have a look at this moment again.
Yeah, heading to the Achilles replay, you can really see Quigley having dramas, trying to emulate Billick's very aggressive line. He comes out here, touches the track edge, but doesn't quite drop off it. Perfect run from Billick in front.
Strong advantage as well as he falls in behind Quigley.
It's really characterised the battles tonight, hasn't it, Chad? There's been a clear winner, so it's going to be interesting getting down to the finals. But Quigley in front actually lays down quite a good run there. A little bit slow through the transition. Oh, but a lot of smoke. He's really lifted his game in front. Heaps of angle, right to the track edge, but Billick puts it straight back to him.
Quigley trying to make up for that lost first run. In big fashion, around he goes.
That's contact, yeah. It must have been a wet track edge or something there, has thrown him off.
Gee, that thing rotated so quickly. Billick did a pretty good job to avoid him as much as he could. He's not too happy though, because there will be damage.
Yeah, you can see here, he's gone for the switchback, little bit of understeer, clipped the grass, and it's all over. Billick saw it early and picked it, but there's not much you can do when you're chasing that hard and that close.
So 9-1, 10-0, big win for Ant Billick, and hopefully not too much damage as he rolls through. It's Jim Turner now and Scott Shemry, who's back on track in Jabbett's car.
Oh yeah, there was a bit of a jump around there, maybe from the unfamiliar car, but he's getting straight into it. No dramas, right on the bumper of Turner.
This is impressive because these two cars are actually quite surprisingly different, including the seat position. You can barely reach the pedals in this car, Scott Shemry, so this is not a bad effort.
Yeah, both cars running quite a different driveline. I think the suspension's quite similar, but Shemry's car's actually got a Toyota 2JZ engine in it, making a crazy noise.
And can't quite close the gap towards the end, but that's not a bad chase run, this one, for Scott Shemry. He's trying to lock down second in the championship after Ferds couldn't race tonight, and a 6-4 small advantage to Jim Turner. The other interesting thing here is if Shemry was to win this, he would be racing against Jabbett in the next round. So they have to figure that one out before they get there. They can't share the same car in the same battle. Shemry now leads away.
Yeah, Turner smashing the track a little bit there with a bit of an interesting line, coming through behind Shemry, but not quite putting the proximity on him.
See the amount of mud that's on the track. It's even getting onto our cameras. Strong transition for Shemry. And now is a chance to use the power.
Oh, right to the track edge, blazing it up onto the straight, and he's gone. You can see the high horsepower cars just really put a gap on. As soon as he hit that uphill, they are gone.
Through the top corner. Scott Shemry, hungry for second in the championship, finishes that run in style.
Even with a 2-point disadvantage going into that second battle, Chad, I think he's got it. The judges will have to love that one.
I could see Jabbett with a wry smile on his face watching his car in action. 7-3 overturns the 6-4. Shemry will finish second in the championship. It's a Blaze Unit 1-2. Let's go down to Summer.
Firstly, a massive congratulations on second place and a 1-2 for your team. Love it.
Yeah, no, it's good. You know, we've driven pretty hard all year, so it's good to get the 1-2 now Blaze Unit.
Absolutely. Tell us about how you managed to do it not in your car.
I broke my gearbox in practice, so because you have to qualify, finish the car you qualify in, I jumped in Jabs' car, laid down a decent run, then won the top 16 against Turner and did enough, so now Jabs can finish the night off.
Well, that would explain the situation that they were getting through, because they were going to have to race each other. So it looks like Shemry's deciding that he will sit the rest of the night out. Congratulations on second in the championship. Quick break. More still to come here in the final round.
Like all great athletes, the best drift competitors make racing look easy, but it is not. They need to negotiate speed, they need to negotiate angle, clipping points, proximity to each other, and on top of all of that, they need to look good. They need to be the best showman in the business. So, what's the secret? It's been said that you need to make the car part of your body, that you need to become one with it. It's very zen and true of its Japanese roots, and potentially something that just happens without thinking, without calculation, and without prediction.
You want the car to do exactly what you want without having to think about it, just your body to do it, yeah. That's why I give my car a name, you know, it's got a bit of personality, it's a bit rough around the edges like me, but you know, it just goes hard all the time.
And we're driving the cars to an absolute limit, and it's right on a razor's edge, you know, so you've got to be familiar with what the car's doing at all times, because if you're not, they can definitely bite. Yeah, it's awesome. Like, definitely when you're in the groove, you're in the groove, you know, and things just tend to go your way.
The driving just comes natural after that. Like, once you've got all that happening for you, it's just, you can relax and do what you do. Yeah, it's pretty much just my thing. Just love cooking tyres, driving as hard as I can, you know, we'll do the same tonight and hopefully get 1-2 Blaze Unit.
Time now for the top 8 battles. And there's a big one ready to go. It includes this guy, the Wins 86, trying to make some noise and get some heat into those tyres. Talking about Bo Yates, and he's got Nick Coulson in the Achilles Ute. This is a monster matchup.
Yeah, it's going to be really interesting. Achilles versus Nitto here. Both of them putting a lot of heat into the tyres to try and make up for those wet track conditions. It's anyone's guess who's coming out in front.
Just a wry thumbs up there from Bo Yates, who amazingly hasn't been to a final so far this year. And Nick Coulson, very tight through the first corner.
Yeah, no lack of trying from Yates here. He's putting it on Coulson's bumper for the final round. He really wants to flex what he can do in this new car.
Coulson, a runner-up at 2 events so far this year, but that's close.
That was contact there, I think, from Yates, but just a bit of friendly bumping through there, and that's exactly what you want to see, some nice close drifting.
Bo Yates has been growing in confidence, lap after lap, run after run, every single battle through, and that just confirms that he has come a long way in this 86. Beautiful chase run.
The judges are going to have a hard time splitting this one. If it were me, I'd say maybe Yates, just for that real tight proximity, but Well, yeah, no advantage, and that's definitely the right decision there. Both drivers laying down a solid lap. You can really see how dialed Yates is with that beautiful wheel control.
That was just a mega run. Exciting to watch, but we couldn't fault the lead run of Coulson. And now it's Yates' turn to head up the point.
Yeah, Coulson not quite pulling the proximity Yates had through there, but he's making up for it through the sweeper. Oh, I think Yates really has the advantage here. Look at him go.
This is a nice run from Bo Yates. A little bit of handbrake to get the back end of the Toyota around. Lays down the toe. Joe Power up the hill. Opens up a small lead, but Coulson has a chance to close through the top corner. Not there. This could be going the way of Yates.
Yeah, it definitely explains how Yates was getting so close on Coulson there. I think he just had that little bit more grip in a lighter car with a lot of power, and he used that while in front to just pull away. You look at the replay here, as soon as they hit the uphill section, he is gone.
And the judges confirm our belief. 6-4 to Bo Yates. He knocks out the Drift Kid.
Bo back into the winning circle. That was looking fantastic, but so close. 2 points the difference.
Yeah, I know when it comes up against Nick, you know, you've got to be right on his door or nothing. So I gave it pretty much everything I had, and I mean, the car's coming to me slowly. We seem to be getting better and better results in it, and I'm just really stoked for the team. Obviously, Wins and Nitto, they're heavily involved in Toyota Australia this year, getting behind this car. So it's going to be good to start getting some results for him.
Second consecutive round that he's gone through to the final four. Can he make his first final? We'll find out later. Brad Toohey and Kieran Jackson. Toohey's in the orange Nissan, he's doing the chasing.
Yeah, looking back at Jackson here, you can see he's cool, calm and collected out in front, just putting down a really nice lead run. They come back through the transition here, not a lot in it, but Toohey actually forced a little bit of a correction there, trying to avoid Jackson, and look, that's really paid off for Kieran. He's right up in front, big gap coming into the sweeper, comfortable lead.
Oh, Toohey, not afraid to let it run wide, flicks up a bit of mud. Most people have been avoiding the top of the banking there because it is a little bit wet. Achilles replay looking back at Jackson.
Yeah, lucky Toohey didn't actually get a 0 there for dropping a wheel. A lot of other tracks, the judges are pretty strict on that, but I think that would have unfairly ruled out a driver who put on a great chase.
Yeah, he got so close in that last camera angle showing it. So Brad Toohey needs to overturn a 6-4 on his lead run.
Kieran coming in with not as much angle as you'd like to see, but dialing it in a bit later in the corner. I think he's dialing it back just a little bit to try and avoid contact through these really tight switchbacks here. Oh, not sure how they're going to look at that dropped in a wheel because Toohey just came through there flawlessly. Oh, a lot of angle onto the straight though.
Well, this could be enough to turn over that 6-4. Last corner for the Achilles Nissan. He flies through, and that could be... This could be headed to rerun country, you know. After seeing that 6-4 the first time through, that could also be a 6-4 to Toohey. Wait and see what the judges have to say about that one. Top corner, there was proximity there. And, yep, one more time seems to be the way this one's going. So we're going to send these boys back to the start line. And while we're doing that, we're going to go down to catch up with Summer.
Cameron Moat has about 200 extra horsepower to manage in the race-off. I mean, it's going to be awesome out there, but you've got to keep it cool and conservative.
Yeah, it's like driving on oil with that much power. It's as soon as it breaks traction, it it's just really loose. So it's really hard to be really cautious with the throttle with a pedal box. It's really jolty. So yeah, it's hard to keep it off the boost and on the boost, and it's just all over the shop today.
We'll see Camo in 350 very shortly thanks to Hi-Tec Oils, but we've got the rerun out on track. Kieran Jackson, Brad Toohey, a pair of 6-4s. Hard to split them that last time through.
Pretty evenly matched here in cars that are quite similar other than the driveline. Two S-chassis Silvias, one with a turbo 2-litre and one with a big V8. Both able to chuck down some power through the sweeper here. You can see Kieran in front, again, very calm with his wheel work.
Toohey obliges him through the transition by just giving him a little bit of room to move, which is what the judges like to see, but then you've got to close up that gap.
That's a solid line through there, just dipping into that little wet patch and gone up into the sweeper. That was a solid lead run from Kieran. I'll be interested to see how the judges rule on that.
Oh, Toohey closes right at the end and a spin, but I think it was after the finish line, so it won't be getting him penalised. It was a good run, Achilles replay. Hard to split once again, but this was a lovely lead run. Whoa, okay, wow.
That's a controversial one there. Personally, I would have awarded it to Jackson. He was driving on point there, but That's drifting. I mean, we'll see if Jackson can pull it back in the chase run.
Light him up towards the top corner. Brad Tui with the advantage.
Jackson really sticking it to him, though. He's keen. He really wants this. Oh, but a bit of a drop there. I don't think the judges are going to like that. Tui's car pouring smoke out the back.
No.
And, yeah, a bit of a smoke screen there for Jackson and forced into a spin.
Strong arm wrestle, that one. It's Tui who will get the win, and he's going to finish it off in style as well. He's been entertaining all night. Heartbreaker for Kieran Jackson, number 2 qualifier put on the trailer.
Yeah, really unfortunate to see him knocked out with a 0 because he's a strong driver, you know. It's just right there. I think a bit of a drop into the grass has forced him into a spin. Just grab that front wheel and whip the rear around.
And that'll just cost him a top 10 spot in the championship too. He's closing in on Al Sharker, who unfortunately had some clutch dramas tonight, Al, and wouldn't be making the show. And Billick with a thumbs up to the man alongside him. Cameron Moat has made the move from his own Nissan into the Hi-Tec Oils Nissan. We heard him earlier talking about the extra power that he's got. Can he harness that power right now in the lead run?
Yeah, a lot of throttle control from Moat here. You can see that car could be bagging the rears, but instead he's opting for traction, opting to really put some speed through and put the pressure on Billick behind him.
Oh, there's the time though. This is the one spot you really get to feed the power on, up the hill.
Yeah, as we've seen all night, those high-powered cars, as soon as they hit the uphill section, they just bag the rears, put down a thick layer of rubber and go like a slingshot.
It's a good night to have a little bit more power up your sleeve, maybe. And Camo is more than likely going to take the advantage here at Billick. Let's see if we can dissect what happened here on this 7-3 advantage to Moat.
You can see in the Achilles replay here, looking in the window, Billick's actually very dialed with his wheel work. But unfortunately, that won't close the gap between the high-powered Hi-Tec 350.
So Billick now with a fair bit of work ahead of him. We're looking over at Camo, who's doing the chase. Look at him just finding where the lead car is.
Yeah, no problems keeping proximity there. That extra power on tap, he can just put it wherever he wants on Billick's door, and he's really doing that.
A little bit of a check up there for the man who has been on the podium so far this year, Camo. He's been to the final at round 4, looking to make another one tonight to finish off the year in style. It'd be impressive if he can do it in someone else's car. Nice run through the last corner.
Yeah, that was a bit of a textbook chase there up through the sweeper. He's putting it nice and close, but not too close considering the advantage he earned in the lead run. When we look back at him here in the Achilles replay, he's just one hand on the wheel, one hand on the handbrake, nice and easy.
He'll go through to the final 4 where he'll race James Abbott, who had an easy run through to the final 4.
The champion is up against Cameron Moat and the Nissan 350Z. You know what that car's capable of doing. Are you worried?
Yeah, last time that car was out on the track, I was behind the wheel. So yeah, definitely worried. It's an amazing car, so fast, so powerful, and well set up as well. So with someone like Cameron behind the wheel, it's going to be a hard battle.
Looking forward to that one a little bit later. We've got extra show and smoke here tonight, including this very sweet blown Capri out there to make some noise and a couple of skids.
What an absolute weapon. Look at this guy, absolutely loving it. This is actually a drag car as well, just taking the opportunity to blaze the rears and have a great time.
It's all about putting on a show here tonight. The Figure 8 Drift Series has been about that all season long with freestyle motocross and burnouts. Plenty of music here as well as we build the hype headed towards the final 4. It is the last round of the championship. We know that James Abbott will be taking the title in 2014. His points lead is big enough, and out he comes. And now he's got this very strong matchup as he's up there against Cameron Moat.
Yeah, other drivers might have laid back on their laurels there and not really flexed what they can do considering he's got the win, but not Jabbett. He's out there to put on a show for the crowd.
Tough matchup. He qualified in the number 3 spot. He's already taken out a couple of heavy hitters en route to racing Jabbett. Here we go.
Jabbett sticking it to Moat right from the get-go, not letting a millimetre go as he sticks it right in the door of that Hi-Tec Oils 350Z.
It's been the thing that has defined his season, the proximity, his ability to stick it to the door of the car that he's chasing.
He knows exactly what the judges are looking for. Not only does he get close, but he does it with heaps of angle and heaps of smoke.
Final corner. Can he get back on that door?
Both cars have a lot of power, but the 350's definitely got more, so it's impressive for Jabbett to really stick it to him up through that sweeper.
And Camo with a thumbs up out the window. I think he just enjoyed that. And Jabbett against the car that he ran at Formula Drift Asia. Great run this.
Yeah, looking back on the Achilles replay here, he is wing on wing with Moat in the lead car there, almost doing a little bit of brake checking there through the transition. Wow, like these guys can drive.
Impressive run. And now Jabbett trying to make his way through to another final. He's been in 4 of them so far this year. Can he go back and do it again?
Oh, showing a bit of sneaky gap on there, I'd imagine, as that Toyota 2JZ motor comes on boost. You could see the car just squat and go, pulling away from the 350Z.
Only once have we seen Camo make the final 2, the final battle of the night. He's got a 6-4 advantage, but I don't know. This is going to be enough. Maybe Abbott could be taking this one away from him.
No, chasing in earnest, but not quite getting there. Just a huge gap put on through Jabbett as soon as he hit that uphill straight. We'll head to the replay now to check it out.
Achilles replay and strong lead run, trying to overturn a 6-4. And look at that, one more time, say the judges. I don't think anyone's going to complain about that because that was just fun to watch. We're going to send them back out to do it again.
That's it. I get a feeling the judges just did it just so the crowd could really have another look at these 2 beautifully prepared cars.
It's Nissan V Nissan, but 2 completely different setups. That's a twin-turbo V8 aboard this car for Camo. And yeah, I think they're enjoying themselves.
Friendly competition's what drifting's all about here. You let it get too serious and you lose, Chad.
It's a 1-2 in the points for James Abbott and Scott Shembry. 3 fingers neat. The Blaze unit have been turning it on all season long. Oh, that's tight.
Yeah, no different here. He's just on it, as he usually is, right on the door of any car we put in front of him.
Bottom corner, trying to stick it to the back of the 350.
Oh, this straight really trips some people up, but not Jabbett. Absolute veteran. Wow, look at that contact on the door there. He is chasing with aggression.
The trust between these 2 to be able to lean on each other through the top corner as close as you can get. That's what we love about the figure 8. The peanut, as you call it, is you can get this close.
Yeah, Jabbett was really careful not to dent that car when he was driving it, but when he's in his own car, it's fair game.
He doesn't care so much. Let's just have another look at that one. Oh,
right in the middle of that Hi-Tec oil sticker, he got him.
That was very, very impressive. I know one man is going to appreciate all this is the guy who owns that Hi-Tec Oils car, George Gambino's with Summer.
Slight touch there on the Hi-Tec car. I mean, we were looking over and you were still smiling.
I was still smiling because the car's a race car, so it's going to get hit, and I wanted to have a few marks on it. So the boys are putting on a great show, isn't it? That's absolutely class. Both of them are classy drivers and a good mates, so we're going to run it and do it again.
And George, while we've got you, we've absolutely loved this series. How pleased are you overall?
Listen, it's we've had our hard battles, obviously with the rain and a few issues and stuff like that, but for the sport, I think we've done a great job. The whole team, not just me, the TV guys, the shows are looking great. The drivers have stepped up by all means. If you look at the first round to these rounds, the drivers themselves, the cars present well, and they put it on a great show, and it shows it tonight.
It is a great series. We've still got this last piece between Moat and Abbott. They're trying to make it into the final 2. Don't go anywhere. We're building to a crescendo at the final round. The Hi-Tec Oils Figure 8 Drift Series here at Sydney Motorsport Park. Smoke filling the joint tonight at Sydney Motorsport Park. Welcome along. We are in the final 4, second run of the rerun between Moat and Abbott, and it's Moat who has a 6-4 advantage. Thumbs up between the 2 boys. Pluck it in first, foot in the clutch, and let's go as Abbott now does the leading, trying to overturn that 6-4.
Yeah, that advantage came from Abbott chasing just that little bit too close and touching the door of the 350. I'm sure Moat won't make the same mistake here, but not from a lack of trying, really putting the proximity on in that fire-breathing 350Z.
James Abbott trying to finish the year off in style after winning the series. He wants to also win the final round.
That couldn't be any tighter through that corner there, but again, Jabbett's able to pull away up the hill into the final sweeper. That car has a lot of traction for the amount of power it's putting out.
These 2 putting on a great show. Now, the 6-4 to Camo earlier could very well have been erased just then by Jabbett. Let's go on board Achilles replay. So busy in the cockpit.
Wow, another one more time. These guys have run 4 runs already, and we're going to a 5th. This is a tight battle.
How about this? A rerun of the rerun, trying to make their way into the final 2. Nothing can split these 2 tonight. What a matchup. They'll be getting mentally and physically drained. The cars will be on edge. Tyres on edge. Away we go.
Both of them not backing off at all. Obviously loving the opportunity to just drive again and put on a show. And look at Jabbett go. That guy can chase.
Backing it in once again. Through the transition, need to be careful not to get too close to the back of the guy that you're following there. Need to give them the room to transition. Down to the bottom corner.
Both very fast cars though, so maybe Jabbett left too much for gas.
Something's wrong. Something's gone very, very wrong here for James Abbott. He's dropped off a long way off the back. He's come to a stop almost, and something's definitely broken in this car.
Even a single battle puts a lot of strain on these cars, so running into a second rerun, I'm not surprised something's gone wrong.
So the two are going to meet up and have a bit of a chat about it. Now, we already had a transmission failure for his teammate earlier in the night. I wonder if this was similar, the way these guys bang through the gears. A 10-0 is the obvious scoreline, but I don't even think we'll get run two in here.
Yeah, these cars have seen a hard year. Poor Three Fingers neat, man. At least they're getting the 1-2 finish on the podium, but what to go?
He's got Scott Shimmery in the passenger seat. There's a teammate. He's come out there to take a ride back to the pits. Not the way they wanted to finish their season, but they are 1-2 in the points. And now we need to figure out who is going to race Cameron Moat in the final battle of 2014. Brad Toohey out on track alongside Bo Yates, qualified in 6th. He's taken Ben Meir and Nick Coulson, a couple of heavy hitters with him. And Huxley and Jackson have fallen away thanks to Brad Toohey.
Both drivers have laid down some solid runs tonight, with Bo Yates particularly incredibly dialed, so it's going to be interesting to see what he does out in front. Bit of a handbrake entry there into the sweeper. Toohey not phased though, getting right up on him even with all the angle Yates is carrying, but slower through the edge of the sweeper there has forced him onto the brakes.
This is Brad Toohey's first appearance in the Final Four. Both drivers looking for their first finals appearance of 2014. Strong outing this one from the Toyota. He's right at the very edge in the top corner. I thought he was going to get the dirt. That is as close to the clipping point as you can possibly get.
I think he actually clipped it, Chad. He did pretty good, and the judges are going to be happy with that lead run.
That was amazing. So it's starting to dry up on the outside corner. The boys are starting to get braver, and look at that, a 7-3 to Bo Yates. Big advantage to the wins Toyota.
It's really difficult being the chase car there. You've got to estimate the speed the car in front of you is not only doing, but is about to be doing. Really anticipate their braking movements.
So Brad Toohey, with the big advantage, and Yates gets a piece of him before the battle even begins.
Yeah, he's keen to chase Yates in this beautifully prepared car. It's surprising how keen he is to put it into the door of every other driver out on track.
He's aggressive, and that's what we love about Bo Yates. So much experience in drifting. Now the 7-3 here is under threat because Brad Toohey's laying down a monster lead run.
Yeah, but Yates tipping it in quite quickly, obviously keen to catch up, but I don't think he can, Chad. That lead is there and it's staying.
Oh, man. Well, we said that Toohey would need something special to overturn the 7-3. Might be getting close enough. Let's look at this wheel work.
Ooh, one more time again. These have been some solid battles tonight, Chad. What a way to round out the year.
This is amazing. We cannot separate the guys in the Final Four tonight. A pair of 7-3s. We're used to seeing a pair of 5s or a pair of 6-4s. That one's a little bit more unusual, and we're going to have a rerun.
Both making mistakes here, but both incredibly keen to hop up on the podium. We've got Yates in front again. Let's see what he can do.
Bo Yates, knowing he had a 7-3 advantage, was maybe just trying to conserve a little bit, and as a result, dropped too far off the back. Needs to make good that last run. Bo Yates doing the leading.
Toohey able to get right on the back bumper of Yates this time round. He's not letting a gap go anywhere. Solid through the transition there, comfortably giving him a small gap, but not too much.
This is a very good chase run from Brad Toohey, especially through that transition. Needs to bring it home in style.
What a chase line. He had him there, but maybe just let Yates get away a little bit just through that final segment of the track.
Onto the bumper. Very close to that right rear tail light. And another tough one for the judges to score. Let's have a look at the Achilles replay to see just how close they were in that last corner. Edged close, and a 6:48, so advantage Toyota.
Yeah, the gap between them is really closing now, and it's interesting to see battles defined by lead runs this time around, not the chase.
You do know that the judges love that proximity, but you've got to really stick it to the door. Bo Yates desperate to make his first final for 2014. You can't imagine a season will go past 7 rounds without Bo Yates going to a final And now he's doing everything he can. Look how close he gets to that bumper.
Yeah, he's really getting comfortable in this new car now, Chad, and you can see here he's just on it. But unfortunately, Tui's all the way up the hill.
This could be enough to maybe even get it back in Tui's advantage. Oh man, strong run home.
That V8 powered Silvia can bake when you want it to, and you can see Tui's just got his foot flat. What a weapon.
He had the momentum. The finish line was ages ago, but he just wanted to burn up this set of Achilles. Replay and scorecard coming. 5-all. Bo Yates going to a final by the narrowest of margins. He'll take a 1-point advantage. Finally breaks through for a final. Our final battle for 2014, not too far away. We've got our consolation final, the bronze medal match, but it's more of a one-way battle as Brad Tui will be out there by himself after Jabbett's woes.
It's not unfamiliar to hear a Commodore V8 baking away on the brake, which is exactly what powers Tui's V8 powered Silvia right here. He's got a bye run, unfortunately, with Jabbett on the trailer along with his teammates. So let's see what he can go out and do there on a solo pass.
You know what it means, though? It means no pressure whatsoever, and he can just get out there, put on a show for the crowd, enjoy the fact that he's going to be on the podium for the first time in 2014.
Hasn't slowed him down any. That is a very aggressive entry, lots of angle, rubbing the bumper along the bank and just baking. What a weapon.
Goodness me, this thing is absolutely on point.
Oh, Tui uses smokescreen and it is super effective out there. Look at him go.
This has probably been the run of the night so far. He's not missed a clipping point yet. Aggressive angle, plenty of smoke. Brad Tui, yes, take a bow.
Yeah, good on him. That's exactly what you want to see. A lot of people go out there and just baby it through a bye run, but he just doesn't care. He knows this is his last run of the night, so he's going to make it count.
Last run of the season, I suppose. A set of Achilles tyres absolutely fried up on the replay. Congratulations, Brad Tui. First podium for the year. He's with Summer.
Brad, not the way you wanted to do it. We thought you had it against Bo, but an impressive night all the same.
Yeah, definitely. Obviously, Bo's and my battle, it was a really tight battle. We went one more time. Congrats to him for taking the win. So, yeah, definitely not the way I want to do it, like with James Abbott, forfeiting the round. But he won the championship, so congrats to him as well.
From one champ to another just then, Brad Tui on the podium. And now it's time for the final battle of the year. Cameron Moat with an aggressive entry to battle of the two doors, because out onto the track right now, jamming on the brakes, Bo Yates trying to get some heat for this thing.
Great job, Bo, out there, just showing us exactly what he's got. That's fantastic. The crowd loves it.
Mir, Coulson, Tui, those are the three names that he has disposed of en route to the final. And then this guy has gone past Adam Bryant, Ant Billick, and James Abbott after 5 runs. He's earned his spot in the final. Neither guy has won a round in 2014. Cameron Moat did make a final at round number 4. Bo Yates, first final for the year. Who's going to win the final round?
Oh, absolutely no gap between the two, Chad. Yates showing us exactly how well he can chase, almost disappearing from the camera. He's so close. This is going to be a difficult battle. As we come to the uphill section here, it's going to be interesting to see the high-powered 350Z if it puts a gap on. But no, Yates isn't giving anything up.
Oh, this is living up to the hype. You'd want the last battle for the year to be nice. And Camo.
Yates setting up a very difficult second run for Mode here, putting a lot of aggression into the chase run, as we'll see in the Achilles replay here. No brakes involved there at all, just maybe a little bit of handbrake to pull the car up, but he is right on that 350Z. That is flawless, Chad.
You just love to see it, and there was no way the judges would ever be able to separate that. We couldn't separate them visually. Judges couldn't separate them either. And now Bo Yates will do the leading from Camo. Bit of handbrake to get the rear end of the 350 in there.
both pulling a lot of angle through there, but if anything, Yates is putting on a pretty good show. Again, slow through that transition as it's characterised him all year, but I'm sure he's going to put something down here right to the track edge and gone.
Ooh, here we go. A little bit of a gap opened up. This is not quite like the chase we saw from Bo Yates earlier, and Camo might have just let this one slip out of his reach.
Oh, we'll head to the replay here to see what the judges reckon, but yeah, Yates has really laid down both a solid chase and a lead run. As we head to the replay here in car, you can see Moat pretty comfortable, right on the rear guard of Yates' car, but as soon as they come around to this bottom straight, Yates just gaps it. He is gone.
And there's the confirmation. Bo Yates with a 6-4 has finally broken through for a victory at the final round. Cameron Moat will take second, and the prize money thanks to Hi-Tec Oils. And he just looks more relieved than anything.
Giving himself a big cut on the back as he deserves it. It's been a hard-fought year in a freshly set-up car, but it looks like he's finally comfortable.
Brad Suey completes the final place on the podium, and that run will also be good enough for third in the championship. Congratulations, Bo Yates. He's down there with Summer Bo.
I think it's fair to say after the season, this is poetic justice, and talent always pulls through.
Yeah, as I said, I mean, this is Camo's first round in the Hi-Tec's Oil 350, but it's a phenomenal car. It's performed flawlessly all night. But yeah, it's good to finally get a win. As I said, I've been working pretty hard at this car for the last 12 months.
Yeah, it was a pleasure driving the Hi-Tec Oils car. It's a blessing from George to give me a go of it and let me actually compete in it. I've done demos in it, but that's just throw it into the corner however and let it smoke. But now it's putting it to work, which it's a handful because it's so much power on a little track, but yeah, it's good.
Well, congratulations to Cameron Moat. That will see him move up the order a little bit, but it's not enough. On the other hand, there's Bo Yates, who actually equals Fernando Well for third in the series. As a result, Scott Shemry's magical first battle of the weekend was enough to see him progress up to second in the points, but no one was stopping James Abbott. Your winner for 2014 is Fernando Well, sharing third. We'll have to maybe cut that check in half. Scott Shemry second in the points, and Achilles Tyres on hand to give him his check, and a 1-2 in the series for the Three Fingers Neat crew. Congratulations, James Abbott takes the trophy and the check from George Gambino. He has been the #1 man all season long.
A victory power whip from Moat. What a guy.
That's how you celebrate. Congratulations to Bo Yates for his first win, and for Abbott on the title as the boys let it all hang loose. Cannot wait for season 2015 as we spin around Bo Yates in celebration. Thank you to Dave Carter for his help this year. Cannot wait for the series to return to Sydney Motorsport Park for next year.